Imagine this: you walk into a room. You don't say a word. She sees you. Her eyes flick, just for a second. So quick, most wouldn't catch it. But you do. Because you're not like most men. You're not here to impress. You're not here to perform. You're not even here to chase. You're here because you understand something most men never will. You don't win her by talking more. You win her by saying less, and meaning every word. Let me tell you something that will haunt you once you know it. In the first 2 minutes, she decides. You're either the man she craves, or the one she forgets, and most guys blow it by sentence 2. They rush. They joke too much. They list off their accomplishments like a resume. They overtalk, overshare, overexplain, but women, they aren't listening to your words. They're scanning for tone. They're reading your pauses. They're feeling your energy. You want to be unforgettable? Stop performing. Start signaling, because here's the truth: the way you speak in those first 2 minutes reveals everything about your inner world. Is your voice rushed? You're anxious. Are you trying to sound clever? You're seeking approval. Do you explain too much? You're not used to being respected. Now let's flip the script. You say nothing. 10 seconds pass, longer than she's used to. You hold eye contact. Calm. Grounded. Like time bends around. Suddenly, everything shifts. She leans in. She wonders, who is this man? Why isn't he chasing? Why isn't he dancing like the rest? That curiosity. That's the spark. That's where attraction is born, because now she feels it. You're not here to be chosen. You're here to choose to. That's the 2-minute rule.in. 2 minutes, you show her, without bragging or begging, that you don't need attention. You attract it by default, and the less you try, the more powerful you become. It all comes down to one thing: emotional discipline, the ability to slow your words, to pause longer than necessary, to hold the silence when others would fill it. Most men fear awkwardness. Stoic men use it as a weapon, and silence becomes pressure. She fidgets, overtalks, giggles. You stay still. And you win, without saying a damn thing, because here's the truth: he who angers you controls you. He who rushes you owns your rhythm. And he who owns your rhythm, owns the frame. So when you speak, speak like your words carry weight. Let your silence say what your mouth never will. Don't fill the space. Command it, because in those 2 minutes, you're not just showing her your voice, but you're revealing your nervous system. And if yours is calm, hers starts to orbit yours. That's not flirting. That's primal psychology. The language of silent dominance. Section 2. The psychology behind the 2-minute rule. Let's get surgical. The 2-minute rule isn't about pickup lines, gimmicks, or pretending to be alpha. It's about psychological authority, tempo, restraint, emotional regulation, the kind of cues women pick up on instinctively, without even knowing why, because true attraction doesn't begin in her head. It starts in her nervous system, her core. A woman doesn't crave a man who talks well. She craves a man whose voice feels like gravity. So let's break it down. Minute 1. Her brain isn't listening. It's scanning in those first 60 seconds. Her conscious mind takes a back seat. She's not analyzing your words. She's not wondering if you're clever, funny, or attractive, her subconscious is doing all the work, fueled by millions of years of evolutionary wiring. It's asking, does this man seek my validation? Is he trying to prove himself? Can he stay emotionally centered? Can he handle unpredictability without flinching? And the answer? It's already there, before you even finish a sentence. It lives in your tone, your pacing, your silence. So this is where most men fail. They rush. They talk too much. They scramble to fill the quiet, and in doing so, they betray the one truth she's most attuned to. If he can't handle silence, how will he ever handle me? Because a powerful, emotionally complex woman isn't impressed by talk. She's impressed by containment, the ability to hold space, to stay unmoved, to remain grounded no matter what emotional storm she brings. And that brings us to your most dangerous weapon. Pacing and slow talkers aren't just confident, they're in control. Think Brando in The Godfather. Bardem in No Country for Old Men. Their words land heavy, deliberate, dangerous. They speak like silence doesn't scare them, like they're used to being listened to, like every word has weight. That's not performance. That's psychological dominance. And here's the part most men miss: she doesn't understand it, she feels it. She leans in, she slows down, she mirrors you, not because you impressed her, but because, without saying much, you made her feel something she can't explain. And that's the difference between being noticed and being remembered. Their breathing sinks with yours, not because you're chasing, but because you've pulled them into your rhythm. Minute 2. She's not listening to you anymore. She's listening to herself. And that's the shift. If you've held the frame for a full minute, slow voice, deliberate pauses, unwavering eye contact, then something powerful has happened. Her focus has turned inward. Now she's asking, why am I nervous? Why do I feel this strange warmth in my chest? Why am I over-explaining? Why can't I figure him out? In that moment, you've left the category of a man trying to impress and entered the one place that breeds desire, the unknown, because desire requires uncertainty. Be too available, she relaxes. Be too predictable, she tunes out. But remain grounded, enigmatic, unbothered, and she starts imagining you, and that's everything. It's not your words that pull her in, it's the space between them. What she imagines about you in that silence. And this is where Stoicism becomes magnetic. The Stoic man doesn't speak to impress. He speaks with precision. Every word either builds power or gives it away. He knows silence isn't empty, it's a test. If she stays, if she leans in, if she begins filling that silence with her own voice, you've already won half the battle. Because now, it's not just conversation. It's polarity, your stillness, her motion, your presence, her reaction, your containment, her flow. Of this isn't seduction in the Hollywood sense. This is ancient masculine-feminine polarity, playing out in real time, and it starts in the first 2 minutes. Chase, and you lose. Hold the frame, and she'll chase the mystery. If you react, you surrender. But when you stay composed, when your words are slow, deliberate, and rare, you shift the dynamic. You stop chasing the game. You become the game. Section 3, what to say, and never say, to trigger instant desire. Let's sharpen the edge. By now, you understand, it's not about saying more, it's about saying less, with more weight. This isn't silence for the sake of mystery. This is discipline. Because when you speak, every word carries your energy, your control, your emotional range. She's not listening to what you say, she's listening to how you exist in the space between words. So, what do you actually say in the first 2 minutes? And just as important, what should never leave your mouth if you want to spark that magnetic tension? Start with the landmines, things men say that kill attraction instantly. 1. The resume mode. I'm a software engineer. I live in Austin. I love hiking. Just got back from Spain. You think you're building rapport. You're actually data dumping, hoping something sticks. But attraction doesn't grow from content. It grows from feeling. From presence. From mystery. Listing facts makes her the interviewer. That's not desire, that's job interview energy. Don't perform. Don't pitch. Don't overshare. Say just enough to spark curiosity, and then pull back. Point 2. The needy compliment. You're so beautiful. I bet every guy hits on you. That's not a compliment. That's a confession of submission. It screams, I've already lost. She knows she's attractive. She's not waiting to be told, she's waiting to be felt. Real compliments? Rare. Subtle. And never about her looks. Try this instead. You've got this calm storm energy, like you're used to chaos. Now she's leaning in. Not because you flattered her, but because you noticed something deeper. That's intrigue. That's intimacy. That's seduction. Point 3. Over-validation and over-agreeing. You nod. You say, totally. You agree even when you don't. You smile when you don't feel like it, she feels it. Women are biologically wired to read microsignals. She can tell when you're shape-shifting to fit her mood, and nothing crushes polarity faster than a man who abandons his center. Now, what do you say instead? 1. Speak in observations, not questions. Forget, so, where are you from? What do you do? Replace it with, you move like someone who grew up around brothers. You've got a laugh that sounds rare, like you guard it. You're quiet, but it feels intentional, not shy, just selective. You're not digging for facts. You're framing her world. You're showing her she's seen, not just looked at. That's dangerous. Point 2. Use silence as a weapon. Say something. Then let it breathe. Don't explain. Don't rush to fill the space. Don't smile to soften the blow. Just hold it. Try this. You've got this quiet control about you, but I'd bet it unravels with the right person. Then wait. Let the silence work for you. Because in that stillness, she starts wondering who the hell you really are. Pause. Let it land. Now she's not just hearing you, she's feeling you. You didn't speak to her ears. You spoke to her imagination. And that's where desire begins. Next, ask questions that carry weight. Once the connection is there, don't waste it on surface talk. Ask things that open doors. What do people usually get wrong about you? What part of yourself do you only show when no one's watching? Do you feel more powerful leading or surrendering? These aren't just questions. They're invitations. Invitations into a space most men never create, and when you're grounded enough to hold that space, she stops performing. She starts revealing. Not to win you over, but because something in you makes her feel seen. In that moment, the game ends. She's no longer asking, "Do I like him?" She's wondering, "What does he see in me that even I've overlooked? What else could he awaken?" If this hit something deep, leave a comment with, "I speak from stillness." Not for me, for you. Say it as a line in the sand. A shift in how you show up. In how you listen. In how you lead, and if you're done with cheap tactics, if you are ready to own your presence, not just with women, but in life, hit subscribe. Turn on notifications. This isn't for players. This is for men reclaiming their gravity, because you don't need to be loud to be heard. You just need to speak like a man who knows he's already whole, and when you do, she won't just hear you. She'll feel you.